Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes have defeated the Nightmare Lord. The Forsaken massacred his way through a small army before killing his ultimate enemy. Echo saved Zabianna from death at the Nightmare Lord's hands. And Quinny used a scroll of locate person to find Ginny alive and well. But can these heroes unite Duke Ravenguard and Nine Fingers Keen to truly save Baldurs Gate? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
The reign of the Nightmare Lord is over, and Janice's shift is over before it begins. Quinny, Butthole, and Echo, you have arrived at the Three Old Kegs. Butthole, you just knocked a tied-up wizard unconscious. Mm-hmm. Quinny, you were coming to make sure that Ginny was A, alive, and B, figure out where she is. You've just found her. She is with the paladin known as Loose Boots and is giving you a real, like, what the fuck, you just fumbled my con thing.
Yeah, sorry. Just in response to the look, I'm just like, sorry, I will make it up to you. It's time to go.
Oh, shit. Did you guys, like, are we good? Like, did you?
We are wrapping up, yeah.
Oh, shit. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you, yeah.
That's awesome.
Quinny's just in a place of, like, I can't celebrate right now. I am traumatized.
I saw you get shot in the head 10 minutes ago.
Loose Boots is like, excellent. Sounds as though a successful quest for all involved.
Oh, great. Did you keep her safe?
Yes, indeed. I found her for this gentleman.
Okay,
he and I
fabulous.
became friends in an evening of horrors.
Oh, impressive. Okay, so my name's Butthole Farch. I'm the king of Asgard, formerly known as Akar. We're always looking for brave heroes, especially if they're friends of ours and have protected other people who are important to our kingdom. Would you like to come to Asgard? Would you like a job?
A job? Does it involve protecting the weak?
That's literally what I want people to do. Yes,
Does
please.
it involve righting wrongs and battling injustices?
100% correct. Wow. Most people get really confused about this pitch.
Lothar Stormblade stands ready to answer your call, my king.
Oh, wow. Lothar, I am a big fan of yours. So I give Lothar directions out to the Raven Gate.
Right to left, and then Raven Gate in the woods.
Yes, if you go there. So you're going to meet a Mothman. He's totally cool. Don't have a problem with the Mothman. We love the Mothman.
The Mothman is real.
Yes, and this isn't just a Mothman. This is the Mothman. So you better be ready to help spread his legend.
Well, that would have been tremendously embarrassing for me if I did not know that. Are there brigands afoot? Must I save this Mothman?
I mean, if brigands show up, yes, please.
Throws the sword over his over his shoulder, looks at Quinny and says, "This one and I know a thing about facing down brigands. Since my wizard friend got pissed at me and left, I shall go in search of this Mothman, and I shall see you back at your Asgard."
Excellent. I can't wait. This is going to be really nice.
Thank you. Oh, pardon me, my boots seem to be loose. Let me just tie these. Having trouble with these loose boots. It's real. Oh, it's a real issue. All right. Righto. Onward. In the name of Asgard. And he goes stomping off. Goodbye, Janice.
Boy, he gets on board fast.
That Loose Boots guy is going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad we didn't leave him here.
And Janice is like, well, I mean, he's a nice guy. He doesn't tip.
That's fine. It's not great, but it's fine.
Well, he said his tip was justice. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not a real server.
No, that's fine. I like it again. I get full circle in it.
I'm starting to get a sense that we're done with the killing.
Oh,
yeah,
we're done with the killing.
Okay, goodbye. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, hey, Gartok.
That was a lot.
Oh, you missed out on Zog the Goblin Shredder.
No, I mean...
Oh, you remember it.
Were you watching?
Do you feel the emotional weight of the things that you do, or was it like me and you're watching a TV show you don't like?
Oh, dear. It's hard to explain, but
Well, let's take some time. Unpack it.
Oh, I see it. Oh, I see. Oh, there's...
Garduck lifts up his hands and like
you're still dressed in your wolf bloody
changing
fur.
Doesn't undo the blood or like the wolf skin that's still kind of bleeding like
and I'm like, oh my, what did
And then
swallow that.
Oh wow.
And Zabianna walks over and very tentatively puts a hand on your shoulder and just says, whatever bad things you did, you also saved my life, which I kind of thought I was tired of, given that I was, living forever. And then really just took getting shot in the head to realize I wasn't done.
Still
And
stuff you wanted to do?
apparently, yes.
Yeah.
You did that for me, little goblin person, when you were
Wow.
scary
Zabianna,
best
that's
friend.
an incredibly inspiring story. Can I write it down and share it with others?
Yes. Do you know how to play cards or knives?
I don't.
Okay, then
well-
perhaps you can...
I do, but I don't want to.
Fine. Yeah, okay. Honestly, after all of this, I'm thinking maybe I need to get out of the knives business a bit myself. Can you teach me the game of, was it speeches?
You want to know how to give an inspirational speech?
I would like to not bleed for a while, so yeah.
Oh, and we need somebody to yell through my eyes more when Patty is asleep.
Oh
'Cause
my
they gotta
goodness!
do shifts
Do you
for the
want?
announcer.
Do you want to spend? Yeah. Like Butthole said, do you want to spend some like hours of the day yelling at the kingdom of Asgard and making proclamations on behalf of the king?
Things are a bit hot here right now. I could probably stand to get out of town for a bit, at least until order's
You
restored.
could do it during the night.
Okay, let me just go get my stuff from the elf song.
Okay, yeah, you
You
do that.
really helped
Do you know
to
what we-
balance Echo. You were a very good friend to her, and I must repay you for that kindness.
Yeah, if you hang out at the Elf Song Tavern, we got to have like I think a meeting or two. We'll just meet you there
Sure,
on the
I'll
way
just
out.
go pack up my stuff, say
Great.
goodbye to Queenie, say goodbye to some of the regulars, and I'll be on my way.
That's great. Then we'll use the magic mule.
Quinny just pinching the bridge of his nose, thinking spy master wise of like, oh, cool, we're gonna take an information broker and turn them into someone else to shout what time it is. Great. Well, take her out of Baldur's Gate, a great place to have an asset, and let's put her in the clock. I don't say any of this, so I'm just like, oh.
Quinny, I can
Right.
see you're having a grumpy thought because your mask's gone now. What's so grumpy?
It just feels like she would have been a great information broker here, but she says it's hot here too, so she wants to get out. I don't want
She
to
says,
keep her.
look, I'll treat it like a vacation. All right, I'll come with you guys for a bit until the heat's down here, and then I mean, my life is here, so I'll move back here when I'm ready, but I'll come hang out. I'll visit Asgard.
Oh, she was still here for that part. Yeah, so
I
she
wasn't too
knows.
far away. I've got Dampier hearing.
Oh, yeah.
Dampiering.
So she can come for a bit and then go. Is that what you want, Quinny?
That's a good one.
She gives you a little thumbs up, Gartok.
Sorry.
That's enough of what I want. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got to go have some meetings. We'll see you in a bit at the Elf Song. We got Paladin Loose Boots on his way to do justice with us, which is nice.
Oh my God, Juniper's gonna be so happy.
Oh, that's good. So now we got to go look for Mr. Toots.
Yes. We can make a reservation with Mr. Toots and tell him to meet us. Where do you want to see Duke Ravenguard?
We need like a neutral location. Do you know what? There's this certain magical tower that just kind of collapsed and everyone in it died and it reappeared. So it seems like a good neutral space where if we bring two people, there's going to be nobody in it.
Yeah, maybe.
It'd be really
it's-
weird if after that massacre, I don't think the hench people are going to be like, let's go see
No,
if
not
there's
the
some nice
hench people,
stuff.
but I mean, it's a tall tower.
Ginny,
I'm sure
Ginny
there's
raises
a lot
a
of
hand and
floors.
says, well, some of us may not be official information brokers or whatever, but we're gathering information.
Yeah.
And there is a dude who lives in like the bottom floors of that tower. So I'm looking at it. That tower didn't all come down. Like a floor came down. Because as I understand it, like
Top third.
yeah, the locals say he hasn't been up on those floors. Like he doesn't know what's up there. We don't think. Like a wizard disappeared there a long time ago. It's all spooky and shit. He probably didn't even know they were up there.
Oh,
so yeah,
okay.
you could meet her there. I don't know how you get into there, but no, there's like a guy we'd have to talk to.
Do you know what? Why don't we just bring Nine Fingers Keen to go meet the Duke at like the Duke's office? We could do a guarantee of safety. We got diplomatic immunity and shit.
All right, so let's just hang out here at the Three Kegs, I guess, and have breakfast, and then she'll be here probably.
Yeah.
I'm quite famished after the night of relentless fighting.
Let's get some bangers and mash. Let's get some food.
And Ginny smiles and says, and like still wearing her Janice uniform. She's like, I think I can hook you guys up. So Ginny brings breakfast over. She introduces Quinny. She introduces you to Phyllis. She's kind of like buds with Phyllis now. And this time she's not bothering with the makeup and like you could tell she's had a word with Phyllis now that she doesn't need to keep up the cover anymore because Phyllis's makeup is also slightly less bad as are like the majority of the staff. Everyone still looks garish but like less so by degrees. You have a full meal. It's you haven't eaten properly in a long time. Also, you're not smoking cigars constantly and looking out for murderers. And sure enough, as you're eating, A manager comes by with a smile and just says, "Hi there, folks. I see you're enjoying your meal. Your other dining compatriot isn't with you, I note. Either of them. It's just you." And she points at Quinny. Says, "Where is everyone else? Do they suffer the same fate as Mr. Poon?"
No. They're it's just me, kind of as a spokesperson. These are new friends, but the other two are still around.
She looks at Gartok. She's like, "Did you kill the other one for the chair, or how does that work?"
I'm confused.
And Gartok's looking at Quinny, being like,
This is Gartok. It's been his wheelchair the entire time. That's why he's confused.
Stole it back. I can respect that. And
I'm King Butthole Farch of Asgard, formerly known as Akar.
oh, so you're what happened to Akar.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd like to shake your hand, Your Highness.
Oh,
she extends
please
her
do, please
nine-fingered
do.
hand.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
I think I met your weird brother. He had flame tattoos and...
Oh, yeah, that guy. He's a vibe, all right. Sorry about
She
the war
chuckles at
crimes.
that, like...
Yeah.
She's like, "Yes, vibe is a good way of putting it. And please, you never need to apologize to me about war crimes." Okay. Listen, the table is upstairs for you. If
Okay, we'll meet you up there.
Well, no,
meet
I'm
someone up there?
yeah, fine. I'll be upstairs in a few minutes. He's not as good as the other guy at this, is he?
I'd say they're about the same. I've traveled with them both for longer.
Now I understand what
I'm
happened to
definitely
Nuggets.
not as good at this. This is very upsetting. I do not like war crimes.
I can't tell if that was an insult or not. And we're all just going upstairs muttering.
Yeah. So you all make your way upstairs. This time it's Ginny as your server. She's sweet talked Phyllis into letting her to it. She's like, "Come on, I think I'm ready." She's like, "She doesn't know I'm quitting yet." And so Ginny gets you settled at the table upstairs.
Quiet quitting.
Quiet quitting. Well, in her case, it's silent quitting.
quitting,
She's
yeah.
got a gift.
Got to get stealth.
And this time, Nine Fingers, there's no one up here yet. It's still very early. Like, you guys are early table. So Nine Fingers is able to just kind of like slide into the booth without having to do the full like, "Surprise, I'm here" thing. And she looks at Ginny and says, "That she's cool, right?"
She's the coolest.
Okay. And Ginny just has a little like smile. She tries to choke down and fails. And says, "Okay, I'll bring you your coffees." And a little spring in her step. She leaves. And Keen just says, "That I see a bit of a family thing there. Is that?"
Yep.
"Oh, wow." And okay, daughter in the line of fire. Interesting. Okay, how
How about your family thing? Should be
what
all
happened last
cleared.
night with the tower?
We were in there
Yep.
and took care of business. I don't know how much you want to know.
If it's about a certain...
I mean, we got pretty secret earlier. Hi, you may have heard the previous. My weird brother with the flame tattoos.
Yeah.
Talk about the fat guy who was going to do the next part.
Yes.
I'm the fat guy with the beard who's going to do the
Good.
next
What
part.
happened to the Nightmare Lord?
Cool. So the Nightmare Lord's dead, and everybody got freed. Who were all the
She holds up her head.
hostages.
She's like, "Wait, I'm sorry. The Nightmare Lord is dead?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Shock.
yeah.
The majority of his forces massacred.
portal from
How?
portal
I
from
mean, it was
underneath-
mostly this. Wait, it was mostly this guy's brother.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
honestly just kind of stood there.
We did a lot of murders. So the werewolves are dead too. We've shut down the shipping business. We deleted almost all of the intelligence assets and almost all of the warriors. A few escaped through portals, but you should be able to mop them up. They don't really have anywhere to go. The Duke and the Flaming Fists are going to be stepping back into control. And our concern for Baldur's Gate after this is how do we get you in power in an entrenched way to make sure that crime stays down in like an appropriate level, kind of like
Balance.
the secret tax on the rich we always want it to be, instead of causing crises with the poor. You know, just general
Bold words
stability.
for man in adamantine armor, but sure.
Yeah. Well, listen, we all have weird things going on in our lives, and some of us have gods in us. Anyways, so we need, obviously, you being fully secret doesn't really work because it means it's kind of easy to work around you if somebody's got an equivalent network. So what we want to do is give you what they call jail cover, which is we want to set you up so that you've got a relationship with the authorities and have some legitimacy so that if anybody moves against you, it's not just the underworld coming to help you, it's also the police coming to help you.
Well, I do have leverage on a bunch of flaming fists, but I'm not opposed to what you're suggesting. Working in the shadows has worked for quite some time, and yet here we are.
Yeah.
All it took was one, you apparently assassinating some weird bishop or pope somewhere, and all of a sudden my network goes to shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
and then it all goes bad. So here's what we're thinking. And by what we're thinking, I mean what I'm really hoping you're going to agree to. There are currently 3 dukes, and there are supposed to be 4. And we went to talk to Duke Ravenguard and got him less crazy. And we kind of need you and him to work together. So we're figuring you should become officially the 4th Duke.
And she starts laughing. She's like,
so that you have...
No, hear him out. You can still
Why
be...
is that funny?
It's probably pretty unbelievable, I'm going to guess.
Yes.
Yeah, so we kind of already cleared this. If you and the Duke will both agree to it, we want what we're calling a secret peace, which is you're one of the 4 dukes. So nobody can just take a shot at you in the street or fuck with your shit. But at the same time, Duke Ravenguard knows that you're actually representing the guild. And you two can negotiate shit he's going to enforce and shit he's not going to enforce. And then the police will move on anybody who steps in outside of guild control, because that's not in the best interest of the guild or of the city. It ties it all together. And if you decide to, shall we say, go Nightmare Lord and become a real problem, his security is that he knows that you are that person.
I mean, admittedly, if I was going to go full Nightmare Lord, I've had years and years to do it. I just didn't because I'm not a prick.
Exactly.
Yeah, also we'd probably kill you again.
Apparently,
sorry.
I'm still not over
Bill,
this.
I'm so sorry.
How did you kill all the Nightmare Lord? Was he just...
Oh, no, he had an army. We just killed them all.
And, like, you can just see the disappointment. Not that you did it, but just that it wasn't, like, a 5-day siege. So, but I talked to you guys yesterday.
I mean, it did take several days of preparation.
We overthrew a couple
literally
of
had
gangs.
to be. I'm
Okay.
different.
Sure,
Jesus
whatever
Christ.
you need, champ. Okay, fine. So look, if
different.
if Aldergar will agree to this, I'll do it. This is gonna be weird for me, but
Great. We also found a cool home base for you that we think could work, because the Nightmare Lord was holed up in the top towers of Ramesses, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was in the
Tower.
top floors of that.
So that's what was up there.
Yeah, but
Son
now
of a bitch.
now it's empty. So I figured home office for the guild, pretty
It's
cool.
empty and like portal access. Hey.
There were a lot of people who could make portals. They all ran, and they do not have jobs currently. Plus, they're going to be really scared about what happens. So I want to bring you and the Duke together. So we got to sneak you into a meeting with the Duke along with this guy, and he just points at a dude slung over his back in a Bjorn. He's like, "That's our witness." And I figured you guys could hammer out your own deal. You got that going on, and all we want is reparations for the people who were killed by the Nightmare Lord over the last, 48 hours. So, a lot of people who helped us all got murdered, and that's a real bummer, except for Larry. I don't really feel bad about that guy, but, everybody else.
Well, yeah, Nuggets went down pretty
Exactly.
ugly.
And I'm
well,
like-
spike to the chest thing.
And then there were a couple of potion-related werewolf riots, and it's just some bad stuff, and it all feels real icky.
Oh, it was bad.
So we'd like some guarantees that the families of those people and any survivors are all going to be, looked after. 'Cause-
Yeah, the mortuary is a problem too.
Mortuary is a problem.
Oh, they're fully corrupt and we're involved.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
helping Zog.
Normally, I would say...
wait, were they helping him or just selling bodies to him?
They were selling bodies to him, but he's under the Nightmare Lord. They're doing business with the Nightmare
Oh,
Lord.
and there's 2 other businesses.
You can
What were
straighten
the-
them out if you
Yeah,
think
no,
you can, but-
my people look into it, but if they're just doing straight business, that I can forgive. If they're actively aiding, if there's a discount involved or any trades going on, that's going to be a problem. But if they're just selling their wares,
I mean, that's very
the game.
forgiving of you, but just remember, they were selling to the Nightmare Lord and not telling you about it, so...
oh no, trust me, we're going to have some words.
Oh, perfect. Okay, we'll give you a list. All right, so we can bring you to the Duke. Do you want to wear a costume? We could put you in a bag like this guy. We could put you in a treasure chest and pretend you're a present. Be like, surprise.
I'll
it's
just
her."
meet you in there. I've been going in and out of the high hall for years. And she just points to her face and she's like, no one fucking remembers this. This, and she holds up her 9-finger hand. She's like, this, they remember. This, I have worked very hard to make this as forgettable as possible. So
I'm going to say, you worked really hard. I know one person who did it better, but he don't have a face no more.
that's bleak, and I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
The Nightmare Lord. We killed him.
Oh, yeah.
Very unforgettable. I mean, forgettable.
You were having
Unforgettable.
You even stole that bit? Fucking. And she just knocks over a coffee, and then she sees Ginny turn around and she's like, sorry, Janice. Takes out just a fistful of gold and puts it on the table, gives her an apology, says, yeah, fine, okay.
We'll meet you at High Hall.
Meet you at High Hall, yeah.
Okay, great. We'll let you go first, and we'll head out in like 5 minutes.
Okay. And she gets up, and before she goes, she like looks back at the coffee spill on the ground and like goes to one of the serving carts and like gets a rag and actually like mops it up. And again, does kind of like a sorry to Ginny, and gets like stink eye from Phyllis on the way out, and she makes her way out.
All right. Gartok, I just got to ask, do you want to take a second to like give yourself an inspirational speech? Is there some way we could help you right now? Because it seems like you're having a rough time, bud.
It sounds like every time you talk, you are inadvertently stumbling into talking yourself through some real
I'm not
crazy
gonna
stuff.
lie. Moss's oath as a paladin is all about like kindling the light in others and like finding the good and importantly preserving your own light and delighting in like the good things so that you could spread that throughout the world. And like Echo is necessary to do stuff, but she's kind of the antithesis of that and really not meant to be out as long as she was. And Juniper's having a real hard time.
So
I'm just like trying to be inspiring for her right now until she can like kind of deal with the emotional fallout of having done a lot of murder and being very dark.
Yeah, so
Echo embraced her light a lot.
I mean, Echo embraced her, if we call it her light or her darkness or whatever. So like, I'm not really like a paladin guy. I'm kind of like a pray it and it works kind of guy. But like, how do paladin oaths work? Like, are all of your personas under the same oath? Are they under different oaths?
I mean, it's hard. They're just like, I don't come across a lot of changeling paladins because usually it's just like a paladin is just like a person and they never change. So it's like their oath is their oath.
I agree.
That's
why I'm confused.
And so it's like Echo was like Echo and present before Moss took like the oath of the ancients. And so it's like she's there, but she's like not always like up with like, oh, we got to be good.
Okay, I don't. There may be a way to kind of cut through the Gordian knot of this. I just got to make sure I understand the core idea. So your oath, because you swore the oath, that's why you have your powers, right?
Yes.
So if you swore your oath, then your powers work.
Yes.
And if you break your oath, your powers stop working?
Presumably.
Okay, well, do you want to just try a power and then you'll know? This sounds like it's really me at the beginning of my journeys.
I mean, it's very confusing because like Echo has the powers as Echo, so it's just
I know
like,
you're trying to get through the ramifications, but right now
I
you're
don't
really
understand.
troubled. So
Oh my God. Is anyone hurt?
Oh, I had my fucking ass kicked.
Yeah.
I am not good.
My eggs tasted like blood the whole
let me just-
meal. I just didn't say anything.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but like if you were looking at me, you'd be like, that guy's like half of him's really fucked up.
Okay, hang on. Butthole, come here.
Gartok just like taps him on the shoulder, says,
All right, you're healed a bit. Quinny, taps on the shoulder. You're healed a bit. And did it work?
Yeah, I was going to say, did the powers work or are you an Oathbreaker paladin? Let's discover.
cure wounds cast.
Is there something you have for this DM or do we just let it play?
Roll your dice, Laura, and then I'll tell you.
Oh.
Butthole, you get 5 HP back, maybe. And Quinny, you get 6 HP back, maybe.
We all look.
You get 5 and 6 HP back
Hey.
for realsies.
Oh my goodness.
Though
Well, I have to say it's very confusing and I don't. Oh my goodness. Echo doesn't preserve the light, but she still has the powers. How does
I mean, a
this
lot of
happen?
hostages got saved,
Oh
so
my
in a
God.
roundabout way, she kind of did.
I
All
guess, honestly, if Echo would have just left everyone, then that would have, maybe it was just the crime of doing nothing if she was apathetic and just let it happen.
Butthole is quietly
even though
farting, healing into himself,
Oh, my
and farting
goodness.
full healing to Quinny now that his healing
but we
powers
saved
are back.
the people, even
Yeah.
though she was very bad throughout it. So many people were saved, and that's what matters. That's what matters. I preserved the light in the long term.
I'm just going to keep talking until
Yep.
you come
Fair enough.
And this is the next 5 minutes. They just let him wind himself down
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
time. And when he doesn't, they wheel him out.
Yeah. So you make your way up to High Hall, and the meeting between Aldergar and Nine Fingers Keen is weird. It's a weird one. It's very much it's like that coffee date that De Niro and Pacino have in Heat, where it's just like two people who've been trying to like outsmart each other for years, having to kind of hash things out. But between Nine Fingers Keen being just still flummoxed at how fast her network fell apart, and also so kind of embarrassed and humbled that the Nightmare Lord also stole her bit. And Aldergar, having had several existential crises and been kind of talked down by you, Butthole, it goes from being a very tense meeting to kind of a friendly, like, what the fuck? Like, what even is Baldur's Gate anymore? Like, kind of conversation pretty quickly. And by the end of it, they've come to kind of an uneasy thing, both kind of bolstered by the fact that the other two dukes are going to fucking hate this. But Aldergar promises his support to push through as much as possible. And Keen stops short of patting him on the shoulder and saying, "Oh, thanks, honey," because it is very clear over the course of listening to this conversation that she has bought enough votes to just have done this if she wanted to. She just didn't. She thought it'd be too, like, basically, if Aldergar wasn't on side, it wouldn't be worth it. It'd be too much of a pain. But by the end, they share a handshake, and she says, "I look forward to working with you, Duke." And he says, "Yes, well, me too. To better Baldur's Gate." And she smiles and says, "Yes, one full of crime and justice for you." And he kind of like rolls his eyes. And they both thank the three of you for your assistance in doing this. You have an ally in Baldur's Gate, and Duke Aldergar informs you that he's received word from the Harpers that Raish Grey was never intended to be a member of the Harpers, nor was a formal offer ever extended. It would seem instead that the Nightmare Lord sold them on the idea of it, a lifelong dream of Raish Grey's. They'd been telling certain close confidants that they were excited to do a necessary evil in the name of great good, which would seem to be the mission they were sent on. So unknowingly a pawn in a much larger game with a promise of joining a group that was unaware of their existence. So
great. Can I just get that in writing real quick? He needs that. I need 2 copies. I need one for me.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Do we have a notary?
And we need one for it's signed and sealed.
Nine Fingers Keen's like, I'm actually, you know what? Never mind. It's fine.
Okay, yeah. And then
puts away her stamp.
Oh my God, Nine Fingers, you're a square.
Everybody needs a hobby.
All right.
And then one for you,
Yeah.
Minister,
Thank you.
for your erotically charged heist.
Oh my God. You could have just said one for you and left it at that.
I need to make sure that I'm clear. All right. So thank you so much for this information. This is very good. Nine Fingers Keen, always great to see you. Duke, fantastic. You guys can keep this wizard and kind of sort out whatever you want. I got to have a quick word with the Duke. Maybe, Minister, you want to have something to say to Nine Fingers Keen before we go?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
Great. And he's like, Duke, why don't we talk over here? And he takes the Duke to the other room and he's like, yeah, I'm aware that you're dealing with like a political animal over there. Here's all the information I have on every criminal gang in the city. And he just writes down like all of the locations, the hideouts, the names, the people who are in charge, the secondary things, draws maps to their HQs, mentions where that fucking park is, just gives this guy all the ammo the police would normally never have about like, here's your Charlie Day board of all of the guilds that he's aware of.
And he gives you a mark of the, we were talking about the John Wick marks.
The boons,
He gives you a John Wick boon from the Flaming Fist and informs you that should you ever need them, you can use this to call in a battalion of Flaming Fist. They don't normally travel too far outside Baldur's Gate. He's making an exception. And Cold, but he's making an exception.
Thank you so much. Samesies. And I will make him a boon that just says like he can call on Asgard.
And call on your armyless nation.
We have a lot of peacekeepers. The Hammers, they're pretty great.
3 of us did all right. I'm not here, but
I suppose the 3 of you did.
Maybe
I
we're
can
not
be snarky from across the room.
No, because he's not letting fucking Nine Fingers overhear this conversation. So they went into a different room. But you'd be like, yeah, maybe we're not like an army solution people, but you had like a Nightmare Lord problem. Sometimes there are tricky problems that big orgs can't handle.
I was attempting a joke.
That was you are getting a little weird. I like this about you. You do things comedy?
I'm reading a book.
Ooh.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not the Nightmare Lord.
Oh, if you start farting, you're going to be extra cool.
What? We got to Nine Fingers Keen and Quinny. Quinny, what do you have to say to Nine Fingers?
Yeah, I think my conversation with Nine Fingers would be pretty short, and it's just Quinny would make an offer of like, how would you like to be a secret undercover asset for Asgard?
I mean, I'm fine to trade information with Asgard if you can keep me abreast of any future issues. I mean, after all, the Unseen Hand was based in your nation, so if you could give me a heads up about anything like that that's coming, that would be much appreciated. I am, of course, happy to share any information from Baldurs Gate with you.
That would be great. Let's exchange contact information.
Great. Here's my ICQ number. ICQ is a form of, it's a code for portals. It's a long number. It chirps like a bird. It's annoying, but you'll learn to like it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. So she gives that to you and says, and who knows, maybe once I'm established as a duke, I can finally bring my wife and daughter here, and maybe we can come visit your Asgard on a vacation or something. Do you have fun things there for a kid and another notary? She's like slightly fuming about this.
Yeah. The cultural footprint of Asgard is ever expanding and changing.
Well, if I can't trust the Minister of Culture to tell me about culture, then who can I? Well,
Yeah.
That's great. I'm sure she'll have fun filling out our travel paperwork, and then the two of us and our kid will come visit sometime.
Great.
Till
And-
then, I will see you at ICQ.
Great. And on that topic, Quinny's going to go look for Ginny.
Sure.
And just like, we don't have a lot of time left here, but like, when's the next time they're both going to be in Baldur's Gate? She's never been to a big city. He wants to like take her shopping or something like that.
Go to
Yeah.
the wide?
Yeah.
Yep. Great. So the two of you make your way kind of into the wide, and Ginny says, so you're proud of all the not dying I did?
I'm extremely proud. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty sneaky.
You're very sneaky.
Janice thing?
I couldn't even find you.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you come looking for me?
Last night.
Oh, that's what that loose boots dude was talking about.
Yeah.
So he said a bunch of brigands attacked the three old kegs.
It was just one.
Was it you?
Yep.
Then how
Well,
did he catch
no,
you?
it wasn't me. It was this guy, and I just hold up the mask of like a sock puppet. I was like, "Here, you want this? It's the Hitman."
That's so fucking dumb. Yeah, of course I want
Yeah,
it.
there you go. Enjoy.
Oh man.
You should watch that. I got really
Yeah,
bloody
I'm
and
obviously not
sweaty.
gonna put it on my
in
face.
that, but yeah,
I think I'm just gonna hang it in Bucky's closet. I think it'd be funny if he woke up to it one day.
that would be funny.
Yeah. I'll tell you how it goes.
I'm just imagining them walking down the street and then just a newspaper saying like, extra, the Hitman's coming for the Nightmare Lord. It's like yesterday's headline purchase for today.
Perfect.
I'll buy one of
100%.
those.
And with that,
put that in the frame.
the lights fade on Baldur's Gate, and we return once again to the nation of Asgard, having successfully put down the Nightmare Lord, having restored order, criminal order, but order nonetheless. Brought the Flaming Fists back into order as well. Made some friends, had some of them killed. You return to your nation.
Rode a magic mule back home.
Yeah. So
Was it a mule? Was it an ox?
I don't care.
you get teleported home.
That's the magic of it.
Yeah.
God damn.
With the sort of opening, the proper opening of trade between Baldur's Gate and Asgard, the High Hall now has a connected portal. It's not a Ravengate, but it has a connected portal to, I guess the Black Castle would be the...
Yeah, we've got the guarded, like the gate inside the facility that we have
Yeah, it
access
would maybe
to.
make sense that becomes your kind of transport junction. So it's got the Raven Gate, and then you can just inscribe portals into walls for various folks to come through. But it's a good place for just visitors from Baldur's Gate to be able to port into.
Great. I would say we might be able to set up, I mean, if everybody else is on board with this, we can get approval. But I'm like, it might be cool to, at the edges of the moat, have portals that people can walk in and out of to the city if we want people to be able to transit either way.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because then it's just like, it might make the firewall a little more welcoming if we're like, there's magical doors behind it, instead of being like, this will fucking kill you.
For the more public kind of transport, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, and keep in mind, like, this is still fairly controlled from Baldur's Gate. So it's not like you just have random people stumbling through at all hours. It's like, you know, it's an important transport hub, but a controlled transport hub.
Yeah, and then we guarantee if anybody hijacks it, they can't just get into the castle.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
the important
if
part.
they've got to sneak through, they've got the Ravengate outside Baldur's Gate where we can bring them in the courtyard.
That's what I'm talking about, public transportation.
Yeah, public transport
Yeah.
on the outside because it looks cool. It establishes a nice tone. Also, we'll be able to keep track of who our friends are, and so will our friends or guests or ambassadors because we're like, oh, you got a gate?
Yep.
Must get along pretty good. Maybe somebody gave a boon. Oh, I got a boon.
Great. What
boon?
I got a boon from the Duke so we can call on the help of the Flaming Fist. That's 3 boons. We got a good stock.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
The time is now noon p.m. Everybody should be having some lunch or a siesta, depending on what you're feeling.
Hi, Patty.
Oh, here now, Gartok. Welcome home.
Okay.
Thank you. It's good to be home.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yelling all the way from the palace to my eyes. This is incredible. We went outside to pick where the gate was,
Yeah,
I
I
guess. We come back in.
So you re-enter the castle. Things in Asgard seem pretty good, all things considered. You haven't been gone for that long.
It was like 3 days,
Yeah.
2 nights.
So not a huge
something
amount of
insane
time.
like that.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot of
Yeah.
fast. It was a series of small murders. We knew what it was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So you return home. Reginald, I'm sure, would come out to greet you, as would Bucky, and Annan, of course, lingering behind. So you're able to greet each other. There's no big news from Asgard other than it's just like everyone is kind of like people keep looking to the ridge where the Cormyr army was because they're so used to just imminent death lingering that it's still a novelty. So like looking through the crowd, you just occasionally see people go, oh yeah, and just going about their day. But there's still like there's a weird tension about a hill that there's nothing on.
Yeah, we should get more portals set up for the other nations that we're friends with, like Cormyr and that, so that it's clear to the population, like, oh, these are the come and go, like open diploma, whatever they say about trade or whatever. There was this place I heard about in like a way far away place called like the European Union, where people could just travel between all the nations and trade, and it was like cool.
The European Union, that's somewhere on this planet?
That's what I heard.
Wow, okay.
I don't know if it's true. It's pretty foreign, but
Okay.
like we could do that.
Sure.
Great. Okay, I have a bunch of weird small shit that we have to get sorted out just so we can get this done. I'm going to go do chores. Do you guys have anything you need to talk about right now?
What, the two of us to talk about something?
Yeah, do you want? Is this something I need to be here for? I got chores.
I think I need to lie in a field and make some plants grow for a bit.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, just to ground myself back into my own body.
And Annan will say, well, actually, Gartok, the first of the seeds from the Abbey of the Golden Chief have arrived. So if you want to start growing wheat, if that'd be...
Oh, no way!
Yeah, way. Huh. Please, this way.
Oh, before you go, just a second.
Yeah.
Can I have Zabianna's ring that you were wearing to pretend to be buried?
What?
You've been wearing a ring from Zabianna since we had the conversation back in Ravestone's carriage, and you said you'd return the ring. So I just want to make sure it goes back to Zabianna.
That's when our cover was to be married in the cart.
Yeah, remember we were all families? You can give it back if you want. It was a loaner.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Oh, I couldn't tell if you were like really sad or something.
No, honestly, it's just like there's just a lot happened.
Oh no, I know. That's why I'm like,
It honestly feels like many, many weeks ago.
yeah. All right, I'll let you do that. Goodbye. He goes off to do chores.
All right, Gartok, you wheel your way to where the crops have been set up. And you see a bunch of former, like, again, all fairly brutal soldiers of Akka, but now just in, like, farmers' overalls and things, just, like, throwing seeds down. And, there's one who's going through with a little brush and just dusting ash off all the fruits and vegetables that were brought over that you helped to grow previously. And as you arrive, almost like... Not quite a Norm from Cheers moment, but close. Or everyone's just kind of like, "Oh, Chief Justice, hello, hey, how's it going, Chief Justice? We're doing our best."
I think you're doing a great job.
Is there a security risk? You like all a little excited. Like, do you need security help?
No,
Oh,
I
well,
need to commune with nature.
Oh, and they're all like, oh, okay, sure, and like a little unsure what to do, and they get out of your way, and Gartok, you're able to just crawl down onto the ground. You feel the heat of the sun sort of batting down on you. You roll over onto your back, and underneath you, you can just feel the natural like just the energy of all of these seeds and all of this potential. And you hear a breeze, you hear plants move, and most importantly, there's not an echo within earshot. Meanwhile, King Butthole.
Oh, Butthole's got a whole list of stuff he's got to do. So first he goes and finds Jimbo, who's probably back from Selgaunt.
Yep.
And he casts Regenerate on him because he told he'd help Jimbo grow his fingers back. So that's the first thing that he had to do. He clears that the Mothman needs to get brought through the portal along with loose boots so they can open that up, and that can happen. He's just running around because he got a bunch of orders to give. He gets Friend a room in the castle along with getting Mothman a room so Friend can kind of live his own life. Welcome to get a job, rent somewhere else. He's not trapped there. It's just whatever Friend needs. Yeah, exactly. He just goes to find Reginald, and did you get that body double sorted out for Ginny yet? It's been like 3 days. I'm still trying to sort it out. You were way faster than anyone thought. Okay, you keep on that. So that's just floating. He has to go find Declan to give him the gun he took off of the Nightmare Lord because Butthole doesn't know what this is and hates it. Weirdly, it makes Declan's day because Declan is planning with Honor System on an emergency plan to kill Alan. Now he has a gun. Then he's got to go find Bucky because he's realized he's had an illithid skin cloak to give to Bucky for literally seasons as they have changed around him and hadn't bothered to do it yet.
Since the airship?
The amount of times
with illithid.
people have been naked or desperately in need of outfits who've been in that bag. Just for Bucky.
None of them put it
Just
on.
saving
it's
it for
him.
Bucky.
So he's got to find Bucky. Bucky?
Hello, Mr. King Butthole.
Hi, Bucky.
Hi.
Hi. So I got you a thing literally seasons ago, like probably 3 winters all in a row because we were in that frozen place and then like a couple of other things.
You got me something?
Yeah, back when we were starting House Farch and then we went underground and fought a dragon that had been controlled by mind flayers. Everybody got coats.
Right.
There's a coat for you that I have forgotten in my bag for way too long. I meant to give it to you then. I hope you aren't mad because I'm giving it to you now. Welcome to House Farch. You get a special coat.
He just gently places both hands around it and kind of holds it up and out and then like presses it against his chest to like see the fit and then just like closes his arms around it and like hugs it. He's like, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. King Butthole.
Oh, you're welcome, Mr.
It's perfect.
You're perfect, Mr. Ambassador Bucky.
You're perfect.
You're perfect.
You're perfect.
I royally decree you are perfect.
I can't do that.
No, you can't.
You're perfect.
Thank you. You go have a nice siesta? Is that what you're doing in the middle of the day now?
What day is it?
Is it day 1 or day 2 for you today?
We're just starting day 2.
Oh, well, then you already had your siesta. You enjoy yourself, have a nice meal, and now you can wear that cloak so everybody will know you're part of House Farch.
Oh, thank you. I'll never take it off.
You can if you need to, like, bathe.
Well,
Or mate.
I'll see if I can work. I'll see if I can find a workaround.
Okay, you do you, buddy. Okay, bye. Then he's got to go find Annan.
Yep.
Annan, I got you this sword cane.
Oh.
I thought it'd be good for you to be able to sneak around, and then you could also like whip it out if danger comes, because you got like some good vibes.
Thank you. Were you successful in your tracking down of Raish Grey?
Oh yeah, they're dead.
Oh.
And had been sent by. Well, I mean they're dead here, but we always do that. But they also were being sent by the Nightmare Lord, an agent of the Unseen Hand who'd been turned and kind of gone rogue and tried to do some international stuff. I have a letter for that. Let's log that with us, because Quinny's got to send one to a foreign nation. So just here you go. It gives Anne the letter. So it's like, get that, you get that, which is good. Did you get the letter that I left you before I went?
Did I? I don't remember.
You did.
What was it?
Well, there was a question. It might have been a little bit awkward, but it was, are you better at sex or is Quinny?
Oh. Yeah, that one. Before I answer, can you explain why I received this letter?
Oh, so I was talking with Quinny, and he said that I thought about sex wrong and that I didn't know what sex was. I do. But then he said, someone should teach me. And I said, aren't you the best at sex, Quinny? And he said, well, yeah. But then he also said, maybe no, it was you. So I feel like I just need to know who's the best because then they can teach me how to do sex.
Okay, well, I don't know anything about Quinny's sex life other than the honeypot that Reginald keeps shouting about. But the answer is yes, and I can't, I suppose, talk you through the basics, but it's not really a thing that's taught. It's kind of a personal thing for you and a partner if you're even interested in that. But to tell you the truth, Your Highness, I haven't seen any indication that you have any interest in sexual contact with anyone, which is perfectly reasonable. It's a thing that some people quite enjoy and other people have absolutely no time or interest in.
Yeah. So I do know what sex is, he says, thinking it's dancing, because it's something some people love and something some people have no interest in. And he's like, so Quinny's wrong and I do know what sex is.
I would imagine so.
Oh, I can't wait to tell him. Okay, thank you so much. This answered all my questions. I got to go talk to Quinny, and then I will have checked all the stuff off my brain list.
Well, that's wonderful, Your Highness. Also, if you have a description of this Nightmare Lord, if he was an agent of the Unseen Hand, we may be able to track down exactly who he was, if that's of interest.
I can try to draw you a picture. He was like the most generic person you could ever imagine. Human, mask, and it was pretty generic.
Based in Baldurs Gate.
100%.
We'll have someone look into that, but hang on. Do you have a minute?
Oh, yeah.
Great.
I mean,
so she goes upstairs, comes back a few minutes later, says, okay, yes, I seem to have a file here that would match that description. She shows you a picture, and it's like a very good drawing of the man you saw.
Oh, that's the guy.
Gil Plimpton.
Gil Plimpton.
He was it would seem he was a mid-level analyst for Archibald in Baldurs Gate. I mean, good reports. Archibald wrote he was a bit of a wiener. I wonder if he meant winner.
That checks out. He died like a wiener.
Honestly, Your Highness, he just seems like he may have just been a guy who was in the right place at the right time and leveraged the resources appropriately. Everything here says that he was eager, ambitious. Sounds like a bit of a Bucky, to be honest. And the network coming in and out of Baldur's Gate was vast. So if he had access to that, it could be that he just had the appropriate blackmail and connections to. But as someone who briefly ran a sham syndicate, if you can strike fast and hard enough and scare people quickly enough, even a Gil Plimpton, I suppose, can be a threat.
Interesting. All right, I'll take that report and I'll show it to Quinny so that he knows, and then he can figure out if there's other tranches he wants to follow to try to find spies or whatever. I don't know how webs work.
Neither do I, to be honest. That might be a Quinny question. Well, welcome back.
Thank you,
Your Highness. It is. It's good to see you again. Thank you for dealing with whatever that was.
Yeah, it was a weird time, but I'm very glad to be back. Also, the Forsaken was around for a bit and did a lot of murders. It was all diplomatic immunity, but just know that IP continues.
She nods and says, the castle could use some refurbishment, and more wealth coming into Asgard wouldn't be a bad thing. Okay, well,
we could do some evening talks about what went down, and then you can kind of embellish it in a way that makes the Forsaken look good, but also checks out. A lot of the murders, I yelled, "I am the Forsaken," while I ran around them, and then I just kept yelling, "The Nightmare Lord could eat my ass." So I feel like we got a pretty good villain.
And she kind of smiles, seemingly in spite of herself, and leans in and says, to be honest, I've been kind of salty about the whole Paladin von Strauss.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Knockoff thing.
I get it, but boo.
No, let's seize it back. The remake is never as good as the original.
That's great, and we got a new character. We got the Hitman.
The Hitman,
and then we got the Forsaken, and the Murder Child was there, and then, best of all, Captain Puppy.
And now the light goes on.
Respect the rank.
And with that, the two of you make your way into the castle.
The rank of
and then
king.
He goes to find Quinny in his last thing. But on the way, he stops for a second and looks at the file and just says, "There's a difference between you, Gil Plimpton, and Bucky. Bucky's perfect." And then he goes to Quinny's door and knocks. Knock, knock, knock.
Come in. Quinny's doing backflips.
Hello?
Oh, shit. Quinny's done a lot of backflips. I just rolled a D100. You just hear him go, 70.
Whoa!
He's got a sweat going, and he's like, what? What is
You
it?
trained hard after that mission?
Yep, 71.
Okay, so I found this file for you.
72. Leave it on the bed.
Okay, it's on the bed.
73.
Okay, now you have to tell me your 4 other ones.
74. Huh?
Do you remember at the beginning of this mission, we talked before I became the Forsaken, and we went through, I don't want to say couples therapy so much as it was just a basic conversation where we shared any amount of emotion, but I said that I needed to know your specific wants and needs so that I could deliver them in the future. I needed to know all 5, and you told me one, which was Ginny can't die.
Right.
And then you agreed that you would tell me 4 more after you had some time to think. And I feel like 3 days is totally reasonable to have someone then tell you everything they want and need incredibly explicitly. Because you had all that time to think. I was busy being someone else.
I was not thinking about it. Sorry. I still need time to think.
I think you just got to go from your heart, man. You got to tell me what you want and need.
I
I feel like we've had a long arc, a long adventure together, and it'll really be capped off by you sharing the thing I asked.
You were kind of asleep for all of it.
I was, but now I woke up and I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here for you.
Thank you. I need more time to think.
I don't know what you're expecting. Do you know what? I think I can help. And I just rest a hand on his shoulder and I say, you know.
You cast guidance.
And I cast guidance on him.
The magic just shimmers and then dissipates. It's like, what am I doing? Like, there's nothing for me to do. You need 3 things then?
4.
You need 4 things because you asked for 5.
There were 5 and you gave me 1. You can add more to the list later, but I think just 4 more now. Really put a cap on this.
I need space when I ask for it.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. I gotta make a little note.
I need help when I ask for it.
Okay.
2 more. I need to... God, do we have to do this right now, butthole?
He puts a hand on your shoulder. you know. You know. Cast guidance again.
I need things to not change so much, and I need to be able to...
Would you say constancy or reliability?
I need to finish this.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was
shoots a glare at
I
you.
thought that was the third one.
That was the third one. I need things to not change so much, and then I also need to probably deal with the way things are changing better. And here's a bonus one.
Okay.
I need you to go. I got to do 26 more backflips.
I mean, that feels like it might fall under space when asked.
Great. I'm glad you've got a cheat sheet going. I hope it works for you.
I am glad that you asked, and I'm going to go. And I checked in with Annan, and she confirmed she is better at sex than you, and that I was right about sex.
And what is sex?
Exactly what I thought it was. And I turned...
Dancing.
Yep.
She didn't tell you how it worked then?
She said that I was right.
75.
And
Go ask her how it works, butthole.
I did ask. I know now.
76.
And he steps out into the hall and closes the door. And then he looks at his list of wants from Quinny, and he presses it to his chest. And he says, the plans within plans worked.
And as the sun sets on Asgard, to the sound of backflips, closure, and a simple breeze blowing through wheat, Gartok, your peace is shattered when a hand grasps the front of your clothes. You open your eyes to see what was once a beautiful visage, so beautiful that it was both enrapturous and almost unbelievable, but that is now scarred and badly broken and rough, covered in dirt. And Cormium Plantier leans down over you and says, "Sanctuary, Chief Justice. I need to see Butthole Farch."
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante, Tyler Hewitt, and Laura Hamstra, alongside our Dungeon Master, Tom McGee. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. All of their music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum-Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons!
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Alarain Okapi, Madre de Gatos, Mithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, Alex LaFountain, Mickey Blake, Seth Cambron, Corpse Knight Silver, Adamir 101, The Dankler, Anti-Core 7, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.